Okay, we went to Kalit HaDivar, and it's a Messianic Jewish temple in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Interesting, it's a very nondescript kind of place. It's just this little kind of an office warehouse converted over across from Lance Auto Parts in Lawrenceville. And you walk in, and the front of it, just the office buildings, are kind of converted into little offices, and then the sanctuary is in the back. And they have the sanctuary fixed up really nice with faux painting on the wall to make it look like a stone wall, and then the backgrounds. And we have a picture of that a little later in the video. We weren't allowed to video inside. There was one man who spoke with us, Eric, and I'm kind of introducing what he said because the video, you can't really hear him very well. The reason we weren't allowed to video is because these are Jewish people who have believed in the Messiah, in Jesus as Messiah. And if any of these Jewish people were to want to go to live in Israel, they would be barred from doing so because they believe in the Messiah. So that's an interesting segregation of just about Judaism. Eric, he was very excited about his belief system. He wasn't trying to so much proselytize us as he wanted to educate us, and we really caught on to it because he kept using the word truth. We found the truth. This is the truth. And you know, that's what people are seeking. That's what a lot of people want. That's what everybody wants, really. And so he wanted to justify the truth to us, though. He didn't just want to tell us this is the way to go. He said, look at our language. And so he gave us an example right before we were even out of the vestibule of the Hebrew language. It's a tetragrammaton is what it's called. And so it's hieroglyphics that each of them is a symbol that means something, and then they also have, each letter has a numerical value. And so he was taking what they call God, Yud He Vav He, Yud He Vav He. They don't ever say the name God, they just say the name because they don't want to defile themselves or to dishonor God by speaking it. And so he showed us that each letter had, one of them had something to do with a hand, and the other one was a nail. And he said, and so you can see that even in the Judaism, before the Messiah was accepted, it pointed toward the nail-pierced hand of Christ. And by that rationale, that's why they say another reason that they believe in Jesus as the Messiah. So he also used an example of shalom and what that meant. It's very interesting. They have something in the beginning, a minyan. It is 10 men who pray before the congregation has their ceremonies, and they blow the shofar, and we have a picture of a shofar horn. It's a giant ram's horn. Then they blow it before and after, and I think it was in the middle of the ceremony as well. So it was really interesting. And here's Eric talking about the names.